Welcome to Red Eye. Hello, everyone. I am Tom Shillue. Let's check in with TV's Andy Levy at the Red Eye Tease Deck. Andy?
Thanks, Tom. Coming up on the big show, Donald Trump Jr. takes some heat for a tweet referencing Skittles. We'll look into reports big Necco wafers behind the outrage. Plus, a Florida debate audiences laughs after Hillary Clinton is described as honest. Is this more proof she needs to come clean about the murder of Vince Foster?
Oh, my God.
Just asking questions, folks. And finally, an Australian man finds a way to combine a hot dog and a hamburger into one meal. Starting to think Trump is right when he says America doesn't win anymore. Back to you, Tom.
Thank you, Andy. Let's welcome our guests. Star of the hit new movie Snowden, it's young Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Just kidding, it's Democratic strategist Jessica Tarlov. He's not a prima donna, he's Riccadonna. Storyteller, comic and actor Mark Riccadonna. He only eats Trump steaks for dinner. Founder and partner of Caldwell Strategic Consulting, Gianno Caldwell. And his new book is called Nothing Too Fancy. Same can be said about him, too. Sitting right next to me, comedian and author Paul Oddo. Okay, let's start the show. President Obama's White House isn't the feminist paradise I thought it was. Women in the West Wing struggle to have their voices heard. The Washington Post reports female staffers adopted a meeting strategy they called amplification. When a woman made a key point, other women would repeat it, giving credit to its author. This forced the men in the room to recognize the contribution and denied them the chance to claim the idea as their own. They started doing it every day, and eventually Obama noticed and began calling more often on more women. So female staffers aren't being ignored as often, but they may have another complaint. In 2014, the Post reported that the average man in the White House earned 13% more than the average woman did, due to the fact that most female employees held lower-level jobs. 2 years later, women working for Obama earn even less. So, how can we empower women in the next White House? I guess you have to elect someone who values women.
I cherish women. I want to help women. I'm going to do things for women that no other candidate will be able to do.
Okay, Jessica, I want to get to you, but first, let's talk to the men on the panel. Paul, what do you think? How could Obama have a sexist White House?
Well, I don't know if it's sexist as much as it's just the way the world might be. And in the article that I read that in on the Federalist, had a link at the bottom to related stories. It was why Michelle needs to get over herself, and also, what was it? Why conservative women are so pretty. So I guess you got to consider the source sometimes with these whole news.
It might have been clickbait.
Could have been.
You know what? When I see a headline that says "Why conservative women are so pretty," I click on it.
Sure, why wouldn't you?
I can't help it.
I want to know why they're so pretty.
What's the answer?
What is the answer? Okay, Tarlov, I do want to talk to you about this.
Okay.
I think if Obama, if he's running things here, I mean, this is on his watch, right? He's to blame for this.
Oh, well, I don't think so. I mean, obviously, we know that the White House is an enormous venture, as it were, but I think it's terrible. We've been talking about this for a couple years now, since Hillary kind of floated her name out there and people started you're in your BS war on women, look at your own White House. And I think it's a problem. It's systemic, though, right? I mean, it's still better than the wage gap nationally, which is 78 cents on the man's dollar.
Oh, that old thing.
What are you? Oh, I'm sorry. I know there's like a fact issue on this show, but what? Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
it's the women's fault. They don't earn as much.
No. I wasn't saying that at all, and I'm sure you will agree with me when I said I don't think the Obama White House is sexist at all. They just prefer to pay men more. I mean, that's not a big, not a big issue at all.
It's not sexism,
not
right?
a big issue. No, it's not sexism. And I tell you, I have an issue with the Democratic Party specifically that brings up things like women making less than men, and they also bring up the fact that minorities make less than other groups of folks, but yet it's those staffers that work for those same politicians that make mention of these issues that pay their staffers less. So it's kind of like throwing a rock and hiding your hand.
Oh, so the left owns hypocrisy.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Well, what do you think? Why can't they just fix it there at the White House? I mean, if you would think.
Yes, I would think. I mean, that's why when Hillary ran her Senate office, she paid equally, and I think that was part of the point. If you're going to be for the, one of the chief, what's it called? When you're like propose the bill. Yeah. Sure.
You're a leader.
Yeah, you're the leader on like the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act.
Yes.
That you have to make sure that you're paying equally. So I don't know why they wouldn't just fix this. I mean, taking as many talking points away from the other side, I think would be smart, and it's good policy, obviously, to pay people equally.
Okay, well, Mark, thanks for wearing a collared shirt to our show.
Fancy.
Good work. What is that? Oh, Van Halen. I should have known. Okay, Mark, what do you think? I thought Obama was on the side of women.
I don't know what she was talking about because the men were talking. So let's get down to some business.
Yes, exactly. But do you think that, this is kind of a correctable thing? Why would this happen in a White House that's always talking about Lilly Ledbetter and all her friends?
I mean, you got me here because I feel like with equality, I think you might be right. Just men are outperforming these women, and we just gotta,
This is a totally heinous conversation about this issue.
Jessica, we're just having a good time. This is why we can't invite you to our parties, Jessica. No, Gianno, let me say, Trump says he cherishes women. Do you believe he will be a pro-woman president?
Well, he's
Yes,
in a certain way.
I think he will employ some
Oh, in
women.
what way, Paul?
In a
He's always-
womanizing, perhaps.
Oh, look at this. I have a friend on the panel.
Trump has a great record. In his business career, he had a great record with women.
Yeah.
You've seen the testimonials from these women?
Yeah, I agree. And he said that if Ivanka wasn't his daughter, that he would date her. So I think he's very pro-women in that regard.
He's a little over pro-woman.
Joking.
This is an embarrassment of riches tonight. Now I just need you to say something bad about Trump.
Well, I'll be honest. If you ask all of his wives, he's been very good to women.
He has. They've all done very well for themselves, right? Okay, now it is time for... Donald Trump Jr. caused an uproar over a meme he sent out over Twitter. This image says it all. He tweeted, "Let's end the politically correct agenda that doesn't put America first." The meme said, "If I had a bowl of Skittles and I told you just 3 would kill you, would you take a handful? That's our Syrian refugee problem." Nick Merrill, Hillary Clinton's traveling press secretary, tweeted that Donald Jr.'s post was disgusting. Why? Because apparently analogies are evil. Another spokesperson, Josh Schwerin, said, "Thankful my grandfather was allowed into this country and not compared to a poisonous Skittle." The candy company was pushed to respond, and they did. "Skittles are candy, refugees are people," said Denise Young, vice president of Stating the Obvious for Wrigley Corporation of America. Well, apparently none of these people ever took an SAT. Do you know what an analogy is? It's a comparison between 2 different things for the purpose of explaining or clarifying an issue. That's exactly what this tweet did. But now that analogies are off limits, I provided Hillary's campaign some responses to other prominent offenders. "No, Mr. Gump, life is not a box of chocolates. Bad movie, not smart. Shame on you, William Shakespeare. Women are human beings, not summer's days. Sorry, not sorry." Okay, Paul, what do you think of this? I mean, he sent out it's an analogy. That's what it is.
Sure, it's a kind of one.
Yeah.
It doesn't make a lot of sense, but
Now,
it
wait.
does.
Okay, so you want to argue the merits of the thing, not just. I mean, this is what got me was that the Democrats were saying that it's heinous, it's evil, it's a these aren't candies, these are people. Well, yes, that's what an analogy is. He compared them to candy. So how is he off in his analogy?
Because this says it all. That's not true.
I
Right
see.
in that statement there, because if you're going to put them all in a bowl of Skittles, it's like, well, these 3 might kill you. These 3 might cure cancer. These 3 might come to your country
They might
and
start
do great
Google
citizens
or Amazon.
Wait,
So you never know
What?
Paul
what's gonna
makes a
happen.
point better than any of those dunces over there at the Hillary Clinton campaign. Jessica, he's saying you got to take the good with the bad. He doesn't mind poisoning himself with Skittles.
I just feel sorry for the Skittles company, man.
Well, look.
And the photographer of that picture came out and said actually that they themselves were a refugee and hated that this was being used in the way.
Oh,
I
well,
think
yeah,
you're right.
that incredible photograph of Skittles. Like, we can't find another
I'm
one?
just saying, I mean, I think that what it comes down to, and I understand you want to nitpick about it, and I think that making the argument that we are going to get some good with the bad, which is what basically anyone in law enforcement, from the FBI to the CIA to the president to Hillary Clinton, I mean, Trump says a lot of other things and says we can just keep all bad out, which we know is not possible. The point is, if you find an image or it comes to you via in some way from a white supremacist site, don't retweet it. Donald Trump Jr. does this all the time, and the campaign, like the Pepe or Pepe the Frog situation.
You're telling me that these jelly beans were on a white supremacist site?
I am telling you, these Skittles.
They went. Listen, this comparing something to another thing is something that's done everywhere. Obama does it himself when he had he always talks about bad apples. When he talks about Obamacare, he says that there's many companies that are bad apples. It's the same kind of analogy. Bad apples spoil the bunch.
It's a bad analogy.
What?
Because if it's going to be something you don't want, and he's saying Skittles are something you don't want, Skittles are delicious. Compared to candy corn.
Tom.
Everybody's throwing candy corn out at the end of Halloween.
You're right. Well, no, this
God.
is why it's a good analogy, Gianno,
You know
because
what?
Skittles are delicious. People were complaining, oh, these are people, not candies, but he compared them to the most delicious of candies.
I know, but I had a bowl of Skittles before I came on set. I got to have some Trump vodka because I don't know if I need life support or not. This
You had too many.
Too many. I had maybe 5 before I came on the set, so hopefully I'll be okay. But on a more serious note, this was an analogy. I understood exactly what he said. It made a lot of sense to me. But at the same time, considering the sensitivities of this election cycle, perhaps that's an analogy he didn't want to make. Although I got it. I know you got it, Jessica, obviously,
I'm
right?
super smart, yeah.
Because you know that the Homeland Security hasn't been doing a great job vetting people. We know that the processes that have been in place, especially with these immigrants who were supposed to be deported, the 850 of them that became citizens.
The situation from this weekend.
It's still the same
Of
agency.
course.
Maybe we just need to keep flavors
There's
out.
100% work to
So
be
we
done.
have to-
I do think, though, that doing things like this, and you just say that it's about being anti-PC, that's kind of what Trump runs on, right? Like, you can just say all of these things. And he does risk, I believe, maybe not with the Skittles, but with something that'll come out later in the week or something that he's already done, of really offending people. Like the evangelical
like
population.
A basket of deplorables, you're right. I'm super offended.
We should just keep certain
I agree with
flavors
you,
of
Jessica.
Skittles out. I think that's where you go. Yeah.
The purple's definitely
Purple
gotta
Skittles.
go.
But Jessica, there was absolutely nothing offensive about using an analogy for a basket of Skittles. Nothing offensive about that.
I think the idea, and at least from the great tweets that I saw from my liberal comrades about it, where they pointed to the little boy in Aleppo and said, not a Skittle. The idea that you're reducing it, I understand that it's an analogy, but if you're just making a comparison like that, they felt, and I understand wholeheartedly, that you're making light of an extremely serious situation. Majority of refugees are not men coming over here of fighting age to blow us up. They are people who are escaping war-torn countries.
So you can make that argument. You can say on the merits. You can, yes, but that's the argument that Paul was making. You can break it down and say that you have to take the good with the bad. But they don't want to make that argument. They want to say that this is like hate. This is white supremacy. It's dumb, that's why your guys are losing. Okay, moving on.
ISIS is recruiting and training people at 5 years old and up. That's what ISIS is
no
doing.
Skittles whatsoever.
Exactly.
No Skittles.
Well, I said we're moving on.
I like
so might as well.
Twizzlers, though.
The future is cloudy for Hillary. A word cloud released by Gallup shows that the top 5 words most Americans associate with Clinton are email, lie, health, speech, and scandal. I'm glad they're not all bad. The words that describe what people say they've read, seen, or heard about the Democratic nominee over the past 2 months. In contrast, the top results for Trump were speech, president, immigration, and Mexico.
Presidential.
No, just president.
Just president. So
this is what I'm doing.
What word doesn't belong in a word count about Hillary? Florida's Democratic Governor Bill Christ discovered when he tried to describe her on Monday night.
The thing I like most about her is I believe that she is steady. I believe that she is strong. I believe that she is honest. And I look forward to voting for her.
He couldn't even hold his mouth together.
Yeah, I think he walked right into that one.
Even Jessica laughed. She's like, I know that's the one thing she isn't honest.
So funny. No, I mean the facts don't bear
We're keeping
that out.
honest
Which
as
is
red eye.
no.
It's
Listen,
3 a.m.
after midnight, I get super honest, so I will repeat again that the facts don't bear that out. But it's obviously hilarious. I mean, who could not laugh at that?
So why is it hilarious? Why should he have not said that? Should he not describe honest and Hillary in the same?
Well, actually, No, so there's two parts to this. One, we could talk about the facts of actually, who tells lies and with what frequency, and we know that Hillary and Trump are worlds apart on this. You can check
we're talking about
any
perceptions.
Right, but what I'm saying then the second part is that I think that that's a complicated argument to make, just like, when Obama comes out there and he says, we're making great gains against ISIS, we're taking territory back, and the American public is scared out of their minds. So they feel like it's totally detached. So I would actually say that that's not a particularly strong argument to make just because of the public perception. I would continue to kind of harp on the experience and her steadiness and her temperament and these things that she's winning so clearly on, instead of doing that, because then people might just, tune out, right? They say, like, well, he's not speaking my language at all.
Well, Bernie Sanders made a great point when you said there's a difference between having this great experience and the really good decision-making power, which she doesn't have. And clearly, her resume suggests with a number of different instances, which has cost this country lives, Benghazi being one of the strongest examples, that maybe she has this great experience, but what great experience does in a situation like Benghazi, it wasn't pretty effective.
I'm wondering how many investigations, how many panels have to say that there was nothing that Hillary Clinton did wrong or any way that she could have prevented those deaths.
Let's go to the email scandal, and I do not concede that point that you make in terms of the
Really? Well, have you read the reports?
No, I've read the reports, but the email scandal.
So what do you think they
Let's talk about the
said?
fact that the FBI director called her a liar. He said that she's been lying for 16 months, right?
Because I didn't hear James Comey say that, but I'm a little deaf in this ear, so in my left ear.
Gianno, let me go to Paul here. Paul, what I'm starting to feel bad for Hillary. Yeah. Nothing's going her way lately. What's going on with her, you think?
I mean, she's straying from the point, which could really get her up there, is just like, I'm not a raving maniac that freaks everybody out. And that's what she just really needs to be hammering home. It's like, I'm not that guy.
Well, she's
terrifying people.
She does try that sometimes, though, doesn't she?
But you shouldn't talk about being honest or anything she's not. Yeah. These are not things that people, like, you're
no politician.
You're weakening against your strengths.
I wouldn't concede that point.
But Mark, if experience is really where she does so well, why didn't it come up in her word cloud?
Well, I think they're just trying to Anthony Weiner her.
Oh, they're trying to Weiner? How do you Weiner Hillary?
Because he is known for one thing. Yeah. And they're trying to make her known for one thing.
But isn't that what politicians try to do? You try to get known for that one thing, but I guess it's not.
Honesty is not on any politicians.
Or businessman, it appears.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah. I don't think there's any. Name one politician that you can say that was honest except Honest Abe.
Yeah.
I
think old Honest Abe. I'll go with him.
I think Tim Kaine is a pretty good candidate for legitimately honest. I mean, this is a guy who in the 90s.
Emails, and they didn't find anything.
Nothing. They read his kids' text messages. They got good kids
People
too.
I
think it's great.
Very boring.
Tim Kaine for the Honesty Award.
Maybe okay. Coming up.
Yeah, but he's not at the top of the table.
Do conservatives need a social network just for conservatives? It doesn't matter. You're going to get one anyway. Conservatives have their own Facebook. Yes, a new social networking site, Koteas, hopes to connect like-minded righties online. The founder, Cody Brown, came up with the idea while working on a Republican congressional campaign. He noticed it was difficult and time-consuming to find conservative voters. Brown opined, how do you expect to build political power if you can't find and talk with one another? That's where Koteas comes in. Users can post news, opinions, and communicate with each other, and using encrypted technology. Brown bluntly states, we're a conservative company that exists to train and equip conservatives for political warfare. Jesus. I can't wait to sign up and get alerts like new friend requests, trending topics, event invites, and the all-new mobile games. That's fantastic. Jessica, are you excited to join the latest?
I'm not even on the liberal social sites except Twitter. I find social media super scary. So.
Really? Wait a minute. You're on Twitter.
I'm on Twitter, but only since I started coming on Fox. I had nothing before that.
No, are you on Facebook?
Nope.
Facebook, a lot of liberal stuff there.
Wait a second. You were on a social media website. Tinder?
No.
Gianno.
I'm joking.
Gianno. Wait a minute. Now, this site is for you. Would you join this site.
You know what? It's a conservative site. I'm appreciative of that, and I can probably connect with my conservative friends. But although I'm a black Republican, I'm black in real life, and a lot of the folks that I can in real life, not for TV, like in real life. Jessica, she's like, I don't know what you're doing. but seriously,
I'm still mad about the Tinder joke.
Oh, okay.
But I'll get you back.
Oh, I apologize. I don't want to offend you. I apologize.
Well, the good news, guys, the good news is you can't swipe far left. So
It's true. I did. I went on the site and joined today because I figure if we're going to talk about it, I might as well join. So I've already got like 5 friends on there. It's fantastic. And this is let's put up the graphic here to show you. You have to take an oath.
that's nice.
And then you have to say "I swear" at the bottom. And I did that. I swore, but I didn't read the print, but I wrote "I swear." I clicked the "I swear." I'm not sure what I agreed to, but I just trusted. If it was conservatives, they're probably good guys. So I swore to whatever that was.
That was a real thing?
It was real. No, that was real.
Wow.
I did it today. And like I said, the friend requests are coming in. I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, you'll find all kinds of strange people on there, I'm sure. That type was really hard to read, too.
Yeah, it was on
top
a black.
of being a lot of stuff. It was like
It was on a
gray
black
on
background.
black.
Who
So
needs
bad.
small type when you have gray type?
That's right. Do these people not know how to just like unfollow the people they don't like on Facebook?
Yeah, you know
that
what?
just turns it into a
think
conservative Facebook.
Yeah, but I think I don't know what.
Facebook blocks conservative
Yeah.
speech in some essence.
And
Like, you can't even see
hashtags,
it.
right? And like
yeah.
trending topics
Yeah.
was the complaint that they were not showing up.
Right.
And-
Well,
That's
it's
why all
really
those
good 'cause-
conservatives went to Facebook's headquarters.
yeah, Dana
protest, if
went.
you will.
Yeah,
Now,
Dana
what-
Perino went out there.
Do you find that? I mean, I go on Facebook. I see it every day, but I don't really. There's so many political diatribes on there that I don't really look at my feed anymore. How about you, Mark?
You know what? On Facebook, I enjoy seeing pictures of my friends' families growing up. I don't think a bumper sticker slogan's going to get me to change my views. So I really feel like Facebook's just like desperately seeking outrage. Please agree with me.
Yes.
Because I am outraged about something and I need more people to be outraged with me.
It's so true, and I think that's why some of these conservatives they feel like they need their own little home. Also, Ricochet is another site that I'm a member of. That's when you're talking about social network sites, I don't want to. Anyway, they're all a lot of fun. Join up, and if you're on the site, friend me because I'm there. Coming up, he only listens to an album's B-sides because he likes deep cuts. Halftime with Andy next, and don't forget the Red Eye Podcast is back. Subscribe on iTunes and on FoxNewsRadio.com. Welcome back. Time to find out what we got wrong and what we missed from TV's Andy Levy over in the Red Eye News Deck. Hey, Andy.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
Good.
Excellent. Hey, Jessica, I saw Snowden over the weekend. I thought you were great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my crowning achievement.
Yeah.
Post third rock from the sun.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. Is the Obama administration sexist? Tom, you said in 2014, the Washington Post reported the average man in the White House earned 13% more than the average woman did. Yes. 2 years later, women working for Obama earn even less. I don't believe that's true. The Conservative American Enterprise Institute looked at the 2016 data and concluded the pay gap is now 10.75%. So it's shrunk.
Amazing. I take back everything I said that was negative about the Obama administration.
Well, where'd we get our data, Andy?
I don't know, man.
We got it somewhere.
I don't know. You read it. Where'd you get it from?
Washington Post, I think.
That crazy thing.
I don't know where I got it.
Travel.
I don't.
Right here in River City.
Liberal media.
You can blame us for everything.
Paul, you said you don't know that the Obama White House is sexist, that it's just the way the world is. You mean sexist?
Yeah. And it's probably just old bookkeeping. Like, this is how we've always done it, so we'll just keep doing it this way.
Yeah. Jessica, you said this isn't President Obama's fault. Why? Because you believe he was born in Kenya, so it's not his fault? What is wrong with you?
A lot, apparently, judging by what's gone on this panel this evening.
Unbelievable. Gianno, you said this was hypocritical of the White House, of the Obama administration. I would say yes and no. White House salaries aren't set by the White House, and women aren't making less money than men for working the same White House job. The thing here is, and this is the part where they are hypocritical, this does mean the reason for the pay inequality is that men in the White House have, on average, a higher ranking job than the women do.
Either way, President Obama, disappointing. Why couldn't he give women equal jobs, equal titles?
There you
equal
go.
Work, Jessica?
I don't know.
I
don't know.
Super disappointed.
Super disappointing.
Well,
There's no hope and no change.
Jessica, you said Hillary does a good job with pay equality, and you're right. Men and women who work on her campaign make roughly the same amount of money. But Bernie Sanders, on average,
Pays women more or something?
almost $1,000 more than men.
Well, that's awesome.
Almost.
Shame he's not the
Democrats picked the
candidate or
wrong one.
whatever.
It is a shame he's not the candidate. I'm glad we agree on that.
Actually, I agree with that too, right?
Yeah, everyone.
At the end of the year, he just slips him $1,000.
Just a little tip.
No problem over here.
And an extra bagel for you.
No cream cheese.
Somebody just did like an Italian Bernie Sanders accent.
That was me.
Yeah.
No cream cheese. No GMOs.
Trump Jr.'s Skittles tweet. Tom, I agree with you. The whole people aren't Skittles outrage is so stupid. You're absolutely right. I mean, it's an analogy. Paul is also right, though, when he says the analogy as a whole is ultimately dumb.
Yeah, and it's, whatever. It is silly to be upset about it, though.
Yeah.
Also, it's silly to be upset about anything Donald Trump's kid said. Who gives a damn what he says about anything? He has even less right to spout off than his dad. Anyway, but yeah.
But the thing about the analogy is, Tom, you can use it for anything. Let's say the Skittles are guns, and let's say 3 of the guns would be used by criminals to kill innocent people. Should we ban guns?
No, we shouldn't.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Ban the guns.
Oh, hey, now we're
Just kidding.
That's exactly
now
what
we're actually looking at both sides. That's
Don't
weird.
ban the bombs.
Jessica, you pointed out that this analogy was originally from an alt-right site, which is true. To be fair, though, before that, there was a similar meme using M&Ms instead of Skittles that was floating around the internet, but it was being used by some people on the left to explain why the not all men thing was wrong and why it was okay for women to say bad things about men.
it was even.
Well, that is totally fine.
So,
M&M's taste so much better. So
Do as I say, not as I do.
It goes back to the Nazis, actually.
it does.
Mushroom.
The mushroom.
Yeah.
right.
Oh, wow. This is good.
But the men-women thing
Jessica, you endorse
was before the Nazi thing.
Gotcha.
I don't endorse Nazis.
Oh, okay.
In case
No,
that
the
was
candy,
what
the candy,
anyone
the candy.
heard.
M&M's, yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't put you up.
Mark?
Thank you.
Yes.
Hi. It was nice to meet you until you started talking crap about candy corn, which is delicious.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
Good luck. You can have all of mine this Halloween.
I will take them. I can't eat. The thing is, after you eat like 6 or 7 of them, all the moisture is gone from your mouth pretty much.
It
You have to
kinda
drink like a
tastes like
gallon of water.
toenails.
Yeah. Yeah. But the first 5 or 6, oh man. Jessica, you said the majority of men coming over here aren't terrorists. But that is exactly what the analogy is saying. Only 3 of the Skittles were poison.
Oh, well, aren't I a big dummy then? I mean, what do you want me to say?
I don't
just
know.
clarifying, because that is the narrative. When you say, like, I want to ban all of these people, I don't want to let anyone in.
Right.
The implication then is that all of them are bad.
No, it
No,
was never
the
that.
analogy
That's-
specifically.
Yes, it is.
No, that's being intellectually dishonest, is what that is.
The analogy
Thanks,
specifically said only.
No. I'm talking about when you listen to Trump. I'm not talking
Right.
about the analogy. I mean,
Okay,
Donald Trump
but-
rarely talks up the good qualities of refugees.
He just
Or
did it 2
Skittles.
days ago. Yesterday, actually. He
Really?
talked about a lot of them are good, loving people.
Oh, like the Mexicans who aren't criminals and
Good, loving
rapists?
people.
Yeah. Okay, and we should ban them all or make sure that they never
No,
get in
you need
here.
you need to make sure there's
The
systems in
extreme
place.
vetting.
Extreme vetting,
Yes,
absolutely. We see
absolutely.
what Homeland Security did when they allowed 858 immigrants to become citizens who were supposed to be deported.
I believe that number doubled today.
Oh, Jessica.
Yeah.
such
Oh,
a shame.
Andy. Andy said that. I didn't say that.
Trump needs them to be super
No, it did.
hot
They
and married.
yeah.
Socialists are like, where there's
Yeah.
candies, they're all in Bernie Sanders' bowl.
The candidate word clouds. Gianno, props for using Bernie Sanders' words to attack Hillary. That's always fun. Always enjoy that. Tom, you said you're starting to feel bad for Hillary.
Yeah.
The good news is that in the last week that Gallup looked at these word clouds, which was September 12th through 18th, email and lie dropped out of the top 3 words used to describe Hillary. So that's good, right?
Ooh.
The top 3 words for that week were health, pneumonia, and sick.
There you go.
I think that's better.
Glass.
Liar wasn't in there.
I mean, I
always
think
prefer
lie
Not for that
and
week.
honest is the worst.
Yeah.
For sure.
Also, Tom, you referred to Charlie Crist as Florida's governor. He's actually the former governor. I forgot to put the word former in the script. I wrote
that was
one.
you. I
So that's
wondered,
on me.
Andy.
That's on me.
Okay.
That's on me.
Now he's a Democrat.
He is a Democrat now. He was not when he was governor.
Yeah.
Yes. Conservative social network, Koteas. Gianno, you said that although you're a black Republican, you're black in real life.
Real life.
You kind of got interrupted by Jessica talking about her beloved Tinder at this point. So I just want to make this clear. Were you saying
enough about your Tinder, Jessica?
Were you saying that's why you wouldn't join the site?
Oh no, I'm not a Tinder guy.
No. This Koteas.
No, I would probably join it, but I wouldn't meet any of my fellow black friends on there because I don't have a lot of black conservative friends.
Because there aren't. Really
I think I already got a black. I think I got a black conservative friend already.
Ben Carson?
Already, day one.
Was it Sheriff Clark?
No, I have my request in though. Okay.
All right. Tom, you said you didn't read the print of the oath you had to swear to join Koteas.
Yes.
I guess when you get home and your kids aren't there, you'll figure out what it said.
You swore.
It's actually very Declaration of Independence. It talks about pledging your life, fortune, and sacred honor.
Yeah, see, I figured. That's why I clicked on
Yeah. I am done.
Thank you, Andy. Coming up, robot escape artists. Start looking for a new job, David Blaine. A robot capable of thinking for itself tried to escape from a lab for the second time. Promobot IR77, designed to work in customer relations, learns from its experiences and its surroundings. Apparently, it learned it wanted to be free. Here's video of Promobots daring escape. After Promobot got loose, it hit the streets of Perm, Russia, where it ran out of battery life in the middle of traffic. According to the lab, the other robots in this series are well behaved. Despite being reprogrammed twice, Promobot continues to try to escape, and now its designers say it may have to be scrapped. Oh, that is pretty sad. Mark, where do you think he was trying to go, Promobot?
Well, first he was looking for John Connor.
Maybe.
It's a very slow version of the Terminator.
I mean, do you think that this is a special robot or something? The other ones are well behaved. This one wants to be free.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was the T-1000, right?
That was the one, maybe. I don't know.
This was the T-9.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not that good. But have you seen the video of the robot dog slipping on the banana peel?
Yeah, it's very tragic.
That's all we need. We're safe.
Exactly. What do you think, Paul? Does this bode well for the robots of the future?
No, and I think we should destroy them all. It's the funniest thing about any artificial intelligence. Like, they're going to take over while they're working on them and making them. Oh, we can't stop what's going to happen. Put a head on it that looks like a lady. It's like they just keep going. And they're like, we don't know what to do except for continue making these robots. They're going to take over. And they just keep talking about it. And it's like, stop. Just stop doing it. What are you doing? Or don't make them super strong or something.
I don't think they can stop. I think the robots are making them build them. That's the thing.
Yeah, from what I understand, that robot was scheduled to work in customer service, so I could see why it drove out in front of that bus.
Tried to jump in traffic.
It's not a good future.
I don't want to work there.
Okay, we get some more robots here. Let's take a look. Promobot could learn a thing or two from another robot built by a company called Ghost Robotics, which can open doors and climb fences. Take a look.
Eventually. Now, if you have a half hour, this thing could get over a fence.
Look at this jump, though. This is amazing.
There we go. Oh, look at it.
What do you think, Gianno? These robots are going to get over the wall. They're going to get over Trump's
Yeah,
wall.
it seems that way. And I tell you, the robot that escaped, I'm guessing it was a woman robot who's been around Anthony Weiner far too long. So, sincerely.
We're taking Weiner down tonight, aren't we?
Yeah, all the way to Russia.
He's already been down.
I'm glad I'm not Weiner right now. Jessica, what do you think of this? That robot going through the door, that really was kind of creepy to me.
I find all of it really creepy. And your point is actually fantastic. I hadn't thought about it that way, that we are just sitting here building these things and then saying we can't control them when obviously we can. Yeah, but I don't know. Technology, like social media, even the Tinder, unnerves me. It makes
does
me
make
really
our lives better.
uncomfortable.
Look, we have concrete evidence of, you've got
If we ever
drones
need
now.
to get over fences and you have 15 minutes, it can do it.
It is true. The speed in all of these examples, the speed was a factor. It took a long time for little Wally there to get out of the office. I mean, we cut it down.
That's good.
And yet this other one can open doors, but it takes a long time.
But
I
eventually
grew
it
a
will.
2-year-old that can do the same stuff. I grew it from birth, though. You
did, yeah.
And he can do the same thing.
It's amazing what kids can do. They can get over fences like that. But we need technology.
Oh,
Amazon, they have the
absolutely.
drones now. They're going to be delivering things. It's going to make our lives better,
Do you
right,
remember
Jessica?
when downtown they had the little drone that was dropping sandwiches off? Did anyone else know about this? They were
love a drone with sandwiches.
gifting peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Yeah, in downtown Manhattan, around Soho. It was super cool. But I think it's weird also that robot was in customer service, so it will have learned enough to actually interact with someone. But they can't know what to deal with. How many jobs will it kill? And we should never pass TPP because of this, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
I think everybody says that, right? Except for Hillary.
Well, she'll. Anyway,
Guys.
but how can it? I guess I just don't understand AI.
You don't
well
understand it.
enough.
That's the bottom line.
You don't have all the answers,
I'm
Jessica.
so
You don't
glad.
have all the answers.
I have a lot of them, but not
Did
that.
the
That's not what
robot
Kanye
dropping
West said.
sandwiches know about peanut allergies? That's what I'm worried about.
Well, with all the starvation that's going on in the world, it's kind of strange that robots are dropping sandwiches on Soho.
Yeah.
It's like
People in Soho are hungry and
Well, have you
skinny.
seen models lately? They have no weight on them.
coming up. What do you get when you combine a hot dog and a hamburger? Let's hope it's not a dog burger. Coming up tomorrow on the next Red Eye, Allie Breen, Matt Welch, Pete Hegseth, and Sam Roberts. Somebody invented a hot dog hamburger hybrid, and it wasn't an American, I am ashamed to say. In 2009, Australian Mark Murray came up with a ham dog and was granted a U.S. patent for the bun. It's taken a while, but soon he will start selling them across Australia at the finest restaurants, I'm sure. Last year, Murray went on Australia's version of Shark Tank, and they loved the idea.
The ham dog is a unique combination of a hamburger and a hot dog in the one bun. It's so simple. The patty's split down the middle, sausage goes in the center, load it up with your favorite ingredients, bang, there's a party in your mouth.
I don't
You
know.
can wash it down with a Miller Wiser.
I think it's cute when those countries have their own versions of our shows, don't you? I think it's fantastic. Jessica, how are you surprised that this wasn't invented in America?
Actually, a little bit. It doesn't seem good to me. I've never wanted to combine them. I like to eat them separately, but yes, I'm surprised with how much we consume those foods and think about stupid things in this country.
So you think it's stupid? Well, you can. Okay.
Okay.
You like.
I think that's fine to say. That's not like a deplorables thing,
That
right?
is-
That's just
It's
like.
not deplorable, but look, I like having a hot dog and a hamburger around the same time. I say, give me a hot dog, and then I say, I'm going to switch it up, and I say, I'm going to have a hamburger. Why not have them both at the same time,
You
Paul?
can. You can do all kinds of dumb stuff.
Right.
Shove them together and eat them weird, like you're at a drunk carnival. That's crazy. And this guy's selling franchises for $10,000. I can go make you one of those things right now.
Wait a
Let's
minute.
go get hot dogs
Get
and
a hot
hamburgers.
dog.
I can make the bun too. I'll get a hamburger bun and a hot dog bun, and I'll stick them together with gum. If you're eating that, you won't care if you're eating gum too. And you just eat that, and there's your little freak show.
I'll tell you why you can't do that.
What's that?
Because he has a patent on it.
I'm not going to sell it to people.
Get a mac and pork
For your
rind.
own personal use. Riccadonna, what do you think? I like this combination.
It's such white trash. That's just a moment of having like a mac and pork rind side and a Miller Wiser drink. And we're just going to, or you could just cut the hot dog in half and put it on top of the hamburger, beat the whole system.
Well, look, I like the combination. Gianno, this is going to be for Trump's America, I think.
I think so too.
I say it's coming to a college town near you.
Fantastic. We can look forward to a very special thanks to Jessica Tarlov, Mark Riccadonna, Gianno Caldwell, and Paul Oddo. That does it for me, Tom Shillue. See you later.